pitch on the way to Edgar Martinez. Swung on the line, down the left field line for a base hit. Here comes Joy. Here is Junior to third base. They're going to wait him in. The throw to the plate will be late. The Mariners are going to play for the American League Championship. I don't believe it. It just continues. My, oh my. Edgar Martinez with a double. Whipped down the left field line, and they are going crazy at the Kingdom.
Rye Bread and Mustard, a Mariners podcast.
We have the one and only Mr. Tom Hutler. Do you have any of your favorite stories from the Kingdom?
There was a time we had an earthquake, and so they were going to evacuate the building. So I was like getting up to go leave, and they go, "No, you can't go. You got to read these safety things." It's like,
do we need to tell them that there's smoking's only on the exterior ramps?
Yeah. And Dave came shooting past. He signed off. I'm going, wait, I'm the only one here.
Listen and subscribe to Rye Bread and Mustard, a Mariners podcast, wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, we're back. We are replenished. Hannah, you got a couple of your Modelo's over there. I got my sodas over here. I got 11 months today as we record this. Got one more month until I get that glass of champagne. Or should I hold off until the Mariners win the World Series?
Just go another month.
I have a feeling if I hold off for a glass of champagne until the World Series, as a Mariner fan, not only will I never have a drink again, probably whatever's cloned to me will not have a drink again. I mean,
yeah, I agree. I mean, they're playing a little bit better off the really crappy road trip. Beat some good teams, especially Slam Diego here, 2 out of 3. But you never can trust the Mariners. We're Mariners fans for 35 plus years.
We never can trust the aura of what's around the Mariners.
Absolutely not. Sorry about the hiccups if you hear that. That happens.
I want to apologize for him as well. So you got me up here, Brandon. I forgot all the swag. I know I told people we'd have swag down here, but we gave
Not a goddamn thing.
We got some flyers over there. We got smiles and handshakes and free conversation with us. But we unloaded all that in Philly. I felt bad for every Mariners fan I saw. I said, "Hey, you want a shirt? You want a koozie?" And they were like, "Not really, but I'll take it." Fuck you. No, but it's good to be back. You see how the Mariners got themselves going. Even both of the losses in this series, very well the Mariners could have got those games. They're playing good at home. Well, here's the inconvenient truth. They're hitting the road here. It's going to be another tough road trip. They are going back to the East Coast. And listen, you look at the schedule and you start off in the Midwest. I guess Midwest, whatever you want to call Ohio. You're going to Cleveland. Traditionally not played very well there or against them. Then you go down to Tampa Bay, and, newsflash, if you don't know this, they don't have a roof anymore, the air conditioning stadium to play in. They're going to be playing in a minor league park down in Florida. And then you go to Atlanta.
Well, one thing I heard during this homestand, Logan had an interview, which was really, really enlightening. He talked about how the Mariners learned a lot from this road trip that they sucked on. He said how they need to come together, play better, and they know what it's all about. I'm glad that he finally recognized it about 2/3 of the way, almost full season in. They have to have a better road trip. I mean, in the last 10 games, Mariners 3-7. Before today, Astros 4-6. This division is up for the taking. Let's go.
Not
somebody, the Mariners.
Oh, yeah, I mean the Mariners.
Jesus.
Somebody on the Mariners. So they learned a lot. So they found the handbook on what they should do and should not do on the road. You know what's crazy? I want to go back to last year. They had a bad year on the road, right? I think they were a dozen games under 500. But prior to that, the Mariners have traditionally, it feels like, I don't know, we got to get the stat people out here, the stat department, but they seem to they've played good, or at least they've hit better on the road and have had troubles at home, but it's the other way around this season.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you. It was definitely the opposite, but ever since the break, the trade deadline, I feel like that absolutely. The team has not played as well as I would hope they have, but that's okay. I mean, this is still, even for, like you mentioned, Cleveland, Tampa, and Atlanta, I'm on the edge of my seat seeing what this team can provide.
Yeah. I went to game 2 of this series here. Let's be honest. Let's keep. I'll bring it up too before we get into it. I have a 4-game.
I have some major comments about that game.
I have a 4-game losing streak right now, currently verified. 3 games in Philly and the Padres game.
And you were asked not to come for the third.
Yeah, I was asked not. I didn't go in with you. I stayed outside the stadium, hung out here at Tacos and Tequila. And again, if we got some new listeners and you found a flyer on your car, it was not left by yours truly. Anyways, thanks for liking, subscribing, and all that shit. And also, if you need a place to go pre and post games, you always come over here to Tacos and Tequila. Joe and Alex will always treat you right.
You know what? I'm going to jump right into that second game. One thing that I really enjoyed and I liked, the M's. Let's talk about that game real quick, Myron.
Okay.
Let's start in kind of the crazy order. Game 2, Luis Castillo gives up 5. A grand slam in the first inning gives up 5. I just repeated
before
myself.
you're even sitting down at the game. It's 5-0.
That's not good in the first inning. That's BS. I know he gives up a home run, but the grand slam just is not happening. You're coming down the stretch. You need to be somewhat at your best. I know he gives up home runs, but you can't give it up that big daddy like that. Anyway. Later on, the Mariners get 2 3-run homers, and what was it, the 3rd or the 5th? The
5th. And let me tell you something about that. The Mariners, the inning prior to that, they were looking like we were going to be seeing another no-hitter here at T-Mobile Park. JP gets on, end of the order gets on, Cole Young gets on. You see the 3-run jack from Randy Arozarena. Prior to that, I said, I got to get up. I got to move. I walked all the way out to go visit Tim out at Edgar's Cantina, 3-run shot. Before I got our refreshments to leave, another 3-run shot hit wins. You'd have thought you were
the lead.
Yeah, but in the Edgars, you would have thought it was 44, 19, whatever the World War got over. People are jumping on each other and kissing and hugging. Mariners take the lead. There's no way they're going to give this up. By the time I got back to my seats, we're down to 1.
No, but before that, let me bring it back. You're right. Randy goes deep, 3-run homer. Then Gino goes deep, 3-run homer. We're up 1. And you know what I noticed? If you watch the game, you might have caught this. Gino is rounding the bases, does all his stuff that he does. It was a massive hit, rounding third, coming home. And who is on deck? Jorge Polanco. You're expecting Randy to get some dap. He got some from Cal. He did not. And coming out of the dugout, you see Josh Naylor. Did he get Eugenio any nap? Absolutely not. He was up early just before him. He goes to the on-deck batter, Jorge Polanco, and talks to him about what he's seeing from that pitcher. It got me so jacked up, even though it was a big-time home run from Eugenio, just to see that I don't care that you just hit that home run, to see that you went to the on-deck batter to talk strategy about what you're seeing. You're a fellow left-handed hitter.
Yeah.
And you're going about it. It's something I noticed, and it absolutely got me pumped.
And yeah, because I also like this. I also like when the on-deck hitter is staying focused. He doesn't need to be the big part of the celebration. Just a quick whatever. You still got a job to do.
None of them did anything to Eugenio. Polanco was
okay.
Just totally involved what Naylor was saying, and I love it.
No, I love seeing that. But I have seen in the past where the next person that's coming up is all about it, and it's like, hey, you got big shoes to fill after somebody hits the home run in front of you.
Absolutely, and it's so unfortunate that Caleb Ferguson came in, gave up 3 straight hits, shit the bed. He's been okay.
Yeah, okay.
But
he hasn't been bad, but he hasn't been great.
No.
He hasn't made the bullpen any better than it was.
It was just so nice to see the Mariners. I mean, how often do you see the Mariners of any team, to be quite honest, hit 2 3-run homers in the same inning? Never. At least I don't recall.
No.
So
not until this inning.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, this year. I mean, multiple 3 runs in an inning. No, they're usually these big footnotes if they happen. You know, on this day in Mariners history, 2 Mariners hit 3-run home runs in the same inning. We're not lying to you. This happened.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, the momentum was on our side. It got totally just shut down right away. You could feel the freaking crowd just suck the energy out of them with 3 straight hits.
Yeah.
Get that run back, the safety squeeze bunt, and they take the lead. I mean, it was a great game to see the Mariners come back.
2 heavyweights.
Yeah, and good teams against each other, but shit. I mean, I've seen 3 wins out of the 5 in this series, so I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah.
And you know what? They're one of the best
4
teams.
wins out of 4 out of. I mean, no, 5 out of 6. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, 5 wins.
out of 6.
Okay.
3 out of 6 for me personally.
Yeah.
2 in San Diego,
Yeah.
1 here, and you lost 1 here. But
Yeah,
just wanna bring it up.
yeah. Thank you. You always bring that up at the Better Cup.
Grandma Norma tells me anytime Sumner's in the building.
So a lot of good stuff happened in the series. I also, just in that game too, the last thing that my last impression of that was, wow, look how good of a bullpen San Diego has. We just haven't been behind them late in the game, you know? I'm trying to think back to the San Diego series. It felt like it was all peaches and cream the whole time. And, you know, the first game of the series, well, all 3 of these games were closely played. I have to go back, and I can't remember the first 3 games of the Better Cup, but I want to feel like
in San Diego.
I feel like we took care of business.
We did definitely sweeping them. I felt really good. We saw a lot out of Vargas, Rosario. Remember, there was surprising down there. I mean, even game you and I saw, we saw rain down in San Diego. The Mariners pulled it off. I don't remember everything as far as. I mean, if you pull up the box score, it'll jog my memory. But still, very impressed with the Mariner bullpen down there. We got great pitching out of the meatball, your buddy.
Oh, Logan Evans?
Yeah, Logan Evans. And, the starting pitching was good down there.
I hear you. I want to bring something up about game 2, and then we'll get on to the positive stuff, but we got to chew on the bad stuff first. Well, going back to the game in June, I believe it was down in June
about 17, 18, 19, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I'm looking at the schedule. Oh no, it was May. Yeah, we had a 5-1, a 4.
17th of May. How can we forget Santa?
Yeah, that was the series that the Mariners only gave up 3 runs in that series: 5-1, 4-1, 6-1. So this series was much more tightly played
and a lot more offense.
Absolutely. I do want to say something about that game. I know you don't want to see one of your guys that's one of your aces, Luis Castillo, go out there and hang up 5 in the first inning. And, you know, he was very close to getting out of that inning. He doesn't. Second inning, still a little bit bumpy. But then I felt like, and I was telling you, after about 60 pitches into that game, he seemed to really get in a groove. And you saw Dan Wilson, after the Mariners take that big emotional comeback, go to Caleb Ferguson there in the 6th. I believe Castillo was at 83 pitches at that time. I just personally, for myself, just watching Luis Castillo, I kind of felt like I would have sent Luis back out there just to see what happens there in the 6th. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. But what do you think?
I can see what you're saying, but in the back of my mind, this is the 3rd straight start. He's been shit. I mean,
and right from the get-go
in New York against the Mets. I don't know the stats, but he's got a 90 ERA over his last 3. Sucked.
Philly.
He goes into Philly. Sucks. First inning. Sucks. But you know what he does? The next 4 innings, I agree with you. He bared down. He looked a lot stronger. His arm looks tired. He just doesn't look the same. I'm not, like I told you earlier, the home runs bother me, but he usually gives up the solos, the 2-run homers. That grand slam off of Laureano pissed me off. But whatever. But he has not been the same that he has been early on in the year.
No, yeah, and maybe a bigger pitch count doesn't help that either. So that's something to think about. But yeah, with Castillo, we can't figure it out. We're like, should we use the opener for him? Or do we have to just send him to a mock game and have him pitch the first inning somehow, some sort of virtual reality thing where he pitches the first inning? Because once he settles in, he gets in a groove. It's just like you when we start the shows. Sometimes I want to say we're recording, get you going for about 15 minutes, wake you up, and then you don't want to stop. When I want to end the show, you're like, oh, one more thing. You and Luis Castillo are really a lot.
He did get in the groove.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the good stuff, as promised in this series. Game 1, Mariners come out, they score enough runs that, the bullpen can hold on to the game. It got a little dicey there in the 9th inning. Got a little dicey here in Game 3. Game 1, though, we see the offense rolling. The offense started rolling about Sunday and has not really stopped rolling since.
Absolutely. I mean, typical Mariners. That long ball saves them. They've been absolutely phenomenal off the long ball. That game, they got a little bit more. Other than a long ball, a lot of hits struck together. But you're right. As far as not Castillo, excuse me, but
Logan Gilbert?
Yeah, Logan.
Oh, no, sorry, Bryce Miller. Miller.
Yeah. He was okay. Bryce Miller. Logan Gilbert was. I'm thinking more of Munoz. I'm sorry. Munoz has been good, but not great. I don't remember seeing him lately go 1, 2, 3 in quite a while.
No, he hasn't. It doesn't feel like that, at least.
It worries me.
Yeah, and we heard what Ryan Roland Smith said about him, and I cannot get it out of my head because you're going to see a lot of what you're going to say with Munoz is when he comes out there in his first 5 or 6 strikes, he's pumping it in there, he gets a strikeout, but he goes in there and maybe he walks the first guy, and you're going to have a wild ride. Now he can pull himself out of it. He is good at bending and not breaking, but he sure in the hell scares the hell out of you. You've seen him also in this season. I mean, look at all the games that we played at the end of. All the games that we played in extra innings. It tells a lot about your offense not being able to manufacture runs, but it also tells you a little bit about where the bullpen is. It seems like you run out of a little bit of depth right there, and he's been a part of some of those here, especially in the last, 60 games?
Yeah. You know what, though? I've noticed a change. I know you kind of texted me and talked much about it, but Dan Wilson, he's made in my opinion, and this might frustrate some people, has made a massive change. When, like today in Game 3, Wu had bases loaded. He's in the 6th inning. Like I said, bases loaded, 4-1 game. He goes right to the reliever. There's no screwing around right now. These are games you've got to win, and he makes the change.
I will say this about Dan Wilson. Now, I know some people are getting on him about this or that. You got that guy, Colby, whatever, from Locked On, really dislikes Dan Wilson's move. One thing I will say about Dan Wilson, he's not predictable. You kind of don't know what he's going to do sometimes, and that's fine. This is the time of the year, especially if they make the postseason, where every managerial move, that's where you're definitely going to have the eyes on you.
For me, what I like so much about this is, it might be the wrong decision, but you don't know what's going to happen. You're making your decision based on, hey, this is go time. We got a month and a week left. If you're not cutting it and we're in a tie game, I got to go to somebody else. And I like that. I'm okay with it, Sure, maybe we can get that final out. But you know what? He brought the reliever in and got the final out, and he's starting Brash earlier on. Brash pitched the 6th, I believe, maybe the 7th. Bizzardo the 8th, and did really well. And then brought in Munoz the 9th. So it's a different strategy. For me, it's a strategy of it's win time.
Uh-huh. And look, just really quick, that what happened here in Game 3. In Game 1, we haven't talked about maybe the coolest shit that happened. Cal Raleigh hits 50 home runs. First at bat. He's getting it over with. Listen, if you came to the games on Sunday or Monday hoping to see, maybe he'll tie Salvi Perez for all-time catcher home runs, or maybe he'll pass it, and you got the game a little bit late, you might have missed it the way the Mariners are jumping out the gates here, and especially Cal early. And then you're like, all right, I'm sold. I'm going down there tomorrow. Maybe we'll see 50. You get in a little late, you don't see 50. Get these monumental, historic moments right out the gate. And in game 2, it was cool to be there and see him. Mariners are already pimping that. Have to get the picture and everything with Cal before the game, ceremonial moment for him.
Absolutely, and I'm going to bring this up, but we're going to get back to it.
We'll get back to Cal.
We got, obviously, I'm going to talk about Cal right here, but winning the Better Cup out of the gate. But, yeah, you're right. Cal in that at-bat was fantastic. Goes down 0-2. Saw some of different pitches. He kept waiting it out. He got down 0-2. He sees 3 straight balls, fouled some off there, and he gets in a hitter's count, 3-2. J.P. Sears, who he's seen forever for the Oakland A's, tries to sneak a fastball by him, and he puts it halfway up, right down the line in the upper tank. Unbelievable. I mean, Cal is amazing. Super happy for him. My prediction was 58. We'll see if he's going to get there. He's got, about 30 more games to go, Myron?
And my prediction was 52.
Yeah.
That was at the All-Star. That was our All-Star prediction.
Yeah, and, I mean, it's just super exciting.
I'm surprised he's been pitched to as much as he has. Yeah. But that's because of how the lineup is constructed now.
Absolutely. I'm just excited. I am excited for what kind of stats he can put up. I feel like he's closed the gap, if not past Judge a little bit. The stats are showing it. He's played 8 more games since the break, I think, or since Judge was hurt. He's got 20 more ribbies than him and a handful more home runs. It's just exciting. I think people are starting to notice Cal. A lot of the national media is talking about him. Sure, our buddy Vlad will talk about his boy Judge, and I agree. He's had a great year. All the stats show it. But, man, it's been an absolute sensational year by a catcher who's a switch hitter that plays every day, goes to the grind, gets the pitchers right.
And I don't know how they do the math.
The
I don't know how they do the math on WAR, and I never really will, always. But I don't understand how somebody that's catching the WAR isn't even higher on him for what he's doing. I mean,
you know what's interesting?
How does that come into play? Because I know how defensively that can come into play if you're playing shortstop, second base, first base, outfield.
Yeah, I found out, I try to be as knowledgeable as I can, but obviously I can't keep up with everything. But we're learning this week, Fangraphs has a WAR, and I think baseball, there's another WAR that comes out. Anywhere, Fangraphs, both him and Judge were tied at 7.3 WAR. And what I heard is that counts a lot more defensive towards the WAR. And the other one, like I mentioned, I don't remember the name quite right now, but it doesn't factor in defense quite as much. So
yeah.
Anyway, there's 2 different WARs, so it's very interesting of how you could look at it, but
we'll pause right there so I can go and pay the meter and again I get a ticket. But when we come back, I'll give you my thoughts on the MVP race really quick and a quick thought on Cal right after this.
Supercross this weekend in the Kingdom. The Coors Beer Supercross doubleheader. Get ready, Seattle, this Saturday night at 7:30 and Sunday afternoon at 2. The 1988 ANA Supercross Tour, Motorcycle Mania, on an incredible dirt battleground that treats man and machine the same way. With absolutely no respect. See the best. National champion Jeff Ward, former champion Ricky Johnson. Tickets at all Ticketmaster locations, including the Bond, Tower Records and Video, and participating Honda dealers. The Coors Beer Supercross.
So my best friend, his name is Myron Sumner, and he's from Seattle, born and raised, from the Ballard area. He grew up, he loves you. He's very upset that I'm getting to talk to you right now, but he has a Mariners podcast called Rye Bread and Mustard, named after the famous saying.
Yes, by Dave Niehaus.
Dave Niehaus, yeah. But he's got some questions. I got a couple questions for you. I got 2.
Okay.
It's a bit of a deep cut. You share a lot of stories about the Griffies, but I was wondering if you remember your experience supporting junior and senior at the Arsenio Hall show in 1990. What was it like sitting in the dog pound during the prime Arsenio run?
I do remember that. I don't remember how I ended up going to the show with them. Ken was so young. You know, when he would go places, he'd be like, man, come with me, come speak with me, come I'm going to a school, you gotta go. He was so shy. Now he can't quit talking. But seeing those two on there, that was pretty cool.
They shouted you out. You had a moment on camera that was cool. I watched the clip last night.
Oh, that's funny. You're going way back machine with that one.
Let me ask you this, because I didn't notice it offhand. Is Raleigh one of these fucking con men pitch framers?
He's pretty good at it.
Yeah, he's not a con man. That's what you call a platinum glove catcher.
Me and my dad watching, it makes us fucking sick to our stomach. How many pitches these guys are catching. My dad said if he was the umpire, he would say, if you do that shit, I'm calling it an automatic ball.
Strike three called again off the plate.
No, I think it's good, but I think you're a shitty umpire, and if a guy brings the glove way across and that's affecting you, you shouldn't be an umpire. You see the ball that crosses the plate, not where he catches it and moves it, so... Because the catchers have been framing since, forever. Carlton Fisk, all these old-timers, Johnny Bench.
They used to try to get an extra inch or two. Now guys are doing it on every pitch, like a ball in the dirt, and they still have the fucking nerve to. And to me, as a watcher, it makes me sick. I heard a really old timer call up one of the radio shows and be like, "The framing, it's immoral, and it's not, and it's dishonest, and it doesn't belong in the game."
I think it was you using that voice. All right, as you can see, if you're watching this here on the YouTube stream, there has been a wardrobe change. I just did a full tilt sprint down here from Tacos and Tequila on Occidental up to the Firehouse, just on the other side of the former Tiki Bob's. Love doing the podcast here. Love it. Wouldn't change a thing. But God, I wish I could get back in a time machine and go back to Tiki Bob's and do an episode.
Yeah, what a great place.
Many
memories there on a late Saturday night.
Yeah, the last time the Mariners had a big run in the 2001.
Who was the other character there? Abbott?
Paul Abbott was there. You want to know something about Paul Abbott? I saw him at spring training. I believe he works for the Padres. Yeah, and I was sitting right above the dugout, and I go, Paul Abbott, and he looked at me because probably a lot of people don't remember him. And I was like, Paul Abbott, you're one of my favorites. I said, I'll never forget you always being one of my biggest memories. Of course, what you did, but I was like, I was in Tiki Bob's with a fake ID, and I saw you and Brett Boone drinking at the bar, and I talked to you. I probably talked to your ear off like a drunken 20-year-old. And he was like, thank you for remembering that. I remember Tiki Bob's.
That 2001 year, he was absolutely stellar.
Yeah.
Hell of a pitcher. Hell of a year for him. Probably a career year.
Yeah. I just remember everybody had plastic cups, in Tiki Bob's. Remember they just give everybody it almost just like a cup that like the doctors would give you or the dentist. And they had like fine glass, like Brett Boone and Paul Abbott. Oh, and Freddie Garcia. Yeah. And who was the shortstop? Carlos Guillen.
Yeah.
He was over there when he was on the IL with tuberculosis. But see, that was before anybody could whip out a camera. All right. We're getting off topic here. We were just talking about Cal Raleigh. I left you on the cliffhanger. So, yeah, I wanted to say this about Cal Raleigh. And we were looking up the numbers that are on the screen every night. He's passing history. When you're passing this much history, and don't get me wrong, what Judge is doing is great. He's missed some games. He's faded here versus Cal that has stayed pretty heavy, at least with the slug numbers, right?
Absolutely. I mean, the hardcore Rye Bread Mustard listeners know. They've heard me. They've heard you. They know we're not the numbers crew, but I tried to show a little bit. So if I stumbled through it, I tried. And I'm sorry, but, we did our best. With the fan graphs and that other stuff.
It's the thing. Well, the thing is, if you knew how to work more than one device at once, you'd have them all handled.
But
you have a good memory.
But we did the best we could.
You have a good memory. We have good memory. If you can't work devices, you better have a memory like an elephant.
Yes,
and we can go through and the numbers are going to change. I want this for a listener that maybe is listening to this 2-3 days from now. It's going to be close. but I have a good feeling that every writer, besides when they go to the numbers, are going to go, this guy's doing this at catcher. He's broken every record that a catcher could have with power numbers. He's slowly climbing the list of all-time catchers, because a lot of catchers, if you go and look at their stats, a lot of them are hanging around, even the good ones, 150 to 250 bombs. I want to say this, and I said this on our X. As soon as he hit 50 or 49 or one of them, can't keep track of which one I put this on. But he's well off, on pace for a Hall of Fame career. You look at Mike Piazza, you look at his numbers. Cal Raleigh right now, if he just played 10 more years, which I think he will, I think he'll end up being like a DH/catcher when you look down the road, like 7-8 years from now. But I could see him playing 10 more years. And let's just say he averaged 20 more home runs. So he puts 200 more home runs on the board in the next decade. He's easily a Hall of Famer.
I'm not going to go as far as you.
I'm saying he's on track.
I agree. I'm not going to go as far as you still, though. He's had a hell of a year. I love the guy.
Okay.
I loved him the past few years, late 20s, early 30s, mid 30s home runs. This year, creeping up to 50. I think he can do at least 58, but that's my prediction, so I hope so. And maybe even 60. Yes. Does he show that he's a Hall of Fame type player? Yeah. What I really need to see, though, next year, from how I distinguish what type of player they are, I love Cal Raleigh. I need to see him back it up. Maybe not even 50, but late 40s or something. But I'm super happy for the guy. I think he's a great ambassador for baseball. He's the leader of the Mariners franchise. I'm so happy that we got him, honestly, on a good deal, because it will help us go out and get other players. And I think he's a Mariner for life. Is he a Hall of Famer? I'm not sure yet, but he's well on his way. I agree with you.
Yeah. And I can work two devices at once. So on the screen, I'm going to show you right now just some of the names. These are the Hall of Famers. And this is going off Baseball Almanac. So this is not fan. This is the real deal right here. Yeah, of course we know Johnny Bench, 389, Yogi Berra, 358. Can't even pronounce this guy's name. He's got 20. How's this guy a Hall of Fame catcher? Roy Campanella, Gary Carter. I'm just going to Fisk. He's got a couple hundred more home runs. You'll be up there around Fisk. Joe Mauer. Didn't they put Joe Mauer in the Hall of Fame? 143 home runs. Cal's going to have more home. Let me see how many home runs Cal's got right now.
He could possibly have 500-600 plus. I agree with you on that. All of that. But he needs to back it up.
He does. We got a decade. I'm saying this guy's probably got to play baseball until he's 36, 37, 38. But I feel like Cal has that mentality. Not to say any of these players don't, but I can see that guy playing another decade just because of if he keeps the power threat there and can keep the bat speed, he's going to have a DH career. You never know. Maybe he'll learn another position like first base. I do hate when people just go, you can play first base. You watch Josh Naylor, what he does, and you go, that's what playing first base looks like.
Yeah, he's an old school player. He's a throwback. That's why Johnny Bench loves him, not because he hits home runs, because he reminds him of the old school. He reminds him of how all his teammates and all his, guys around him, the players, think about Cal Raleigh. He is a liked player.
Yeah.
And, like I said, I love him. I want him to have the most successful career, be one of the best Mariner players of all time. Yeah, I saw the best player in my opinion, in Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah.
Is he on the way to that? Absolutely, which is shocking to me, but still.
It's shocking to a lot of people. I was one of the people that was not all the way on board with Cal at the beginning, and I'll wear it. But you talk to anybody that they go, did you ever see this? And everybody goes, no. No. But he did have that power stroke. There was nothing wrong with all of his mechanics and everything that we saw. We were just like, big guy. Maybe he's just not going to be quick enough in the zone, and you're seeing it. And look at Mike Piazza, 427, but I believe 399 is the most by catcher. But somebody that was predominantly a catcher, 427, that's the number you're looking at. Runs batted in. you are looking at Yogi Berra still the most RBIs by a catcher, 1430. There's a great documentary out there. I believe it's on Prime on Yogi Berra. It's a fucking must see. Go see it. Well, we were going to talk about Cal more and more this season. We got to. We want to. We're going to do it. That's a promise. We still got to get through this series a little bit. You know, yeah, game one, we saw that. We saw Polanco have a huge game. Polanco's another bat hitting down in the 6-7 hole. And you forget about him. He's benefited so much with the stretch of this lineup.
He belongs down there. After kind of coming back from what he was, meaning the type of player that he was, a Polanco type player deserves to be down in that 6, 7, 8 hole, and he's been great. I mean, a massive upgrade from last year. All Mariner fans know he stunk, but he's come through in quite a bit. 20-some home runs, correct?
Yeah, I'm going to pull up his stats.
I mean, we got multiple players 20 home runs.
Double the Bison here.
Rosarena, Julio, and all the rest.
There's all these other guys making big career milestones, and it is pale in comparison what's Cal's doing. But if you look past Cal, you're like, holy shit, there's a lot of other good stuff going on in the curtain. You got the Julio with the 2020 again. You got Randy Naylor's about to be right there. Look what Eugenio Suárez is doing. 41 home runs, over 100 RBIs. I know he didn't do them all with the Mariners. Naylor didn't do everything with the Mariners, but still, these guys are having great seasons. The other night, even when Cal does all that, Logan goes out there, career high and 13 strikeouts. What a bounce back, too. Let's go back to Logan's last start because we haven't talked since.
Oh, yeah. What do you have, 13 Ks?
13 Ks. Quiet. The quietest 13 Ks I've ever seen in a game.
Such a bounce back. That's exactly the correct word.
You look it up in the dictionary, Tim, and that's
sucked. And a lot of guys sucked on that road trip, and you need to see them bounce back. Like I said, this is showtime. This is put up or shut up time. And the Mariners guys got a lot right here in this homestand.
Polanco, though, 20 home runs, 252 average. He's kind of just hung around that 250. I know he was hot streak at the beginning of the season and then had that big cold streak. But since then, it seems like he's just kind of leveled off. And, you know, for a 6-hitter to have 60 RBIs, OPS just under 8, you know, he's sitting at 773. You couldn't ask for anything better. And he went out and played second base on some days when you need that bat in the lineup.
Yeah, it's been surprising to me, honestly. He's moved well from his right to left, deep in the hole, made the play, and even today hit that ground rule double. That was really nice to see. I mean, he can lace the ball if he sees his pitch. And, you know, I like seeing him a little bit more. I mean, most of his damage, in my opinion, has been from the left-hand side. You know, the Mariners go a different route when he's facing a lefty. But, you know, he's done a nice job.
Yeah, 364 in the last week, slugging 727. Had a little bit of a dip, you know, this month. Coming into this, he was not doing as great, but everybody on the Mariners weren't doing very great. Game 3 that you saw today, you say Eugenio Suárez, do what you brought him here to do, to give you that big 3-run jack, pulled you back into the game in game 2. Today, you get the payoff, made the difference in this entire game.
Yeah, Eugenio has played pretty well. I mean, even the last road trip at the end against Philly at home has played well. You know, he gave you that. Honestly, that was a bonehead freaking play at game 2 where he, you know, on defense, got the high hopper down the line, threw it into right field. That was frustrating, but, you know, or was that game 1? I don't remember.
That was game 1.
Yeah, game 1. Scared the piss out of you. But, you know, it's okay. Mariners won.
Yeah.
But, you know, he's heating up, and that's what you got him here, is to heat up. He's a streaky player. We all know that, and he's done quite well here lately, especially from the power.
And I believe he started a double play nearly on the same play, same kind of throw or similar throw.
Absolutely, he did.
It was just one of those rare moments. But
he didn't look like he had the grip very well.
No. But just in the last 15 days, 5 home runs. I think he has 6 as a home run since he's been here. I know the naysayers or the people that want to be like, oh, look at him. Well, look at him now. 4 home runs in the last week, 8 RBIs just before they hit the road. But he's a huge bat. And look, he is a massively streaky player. The Mariners lineup, whether you like it or you don't, it's full of streaky players. And I feel like sometimes you get caught in that vortex where every streaky hitter's having a cold streak. And you were seeing that, from Baltimore, even through into the Oakland series, though
there was a lot of guys not going right. You just hope that they're not all going shit at the same time. Most of the time you're hoping a couple guys are going to pull you. That's when, we got these extra guys and Eugenio and Naylor to go well for you. You're relying quite a bit on Cal and the other guys, but guys are taking their turns throughout the lineup, and it's certainly helping out.
Yeah, and sometimes when they put up those 11 runs, like in some games, you're like, everybody stop. We need a few of these tomorrow as a fan when you're watching.
Definitely.
And, that's the thing. Randy Rosarena, streaky hitter. Julio, streaky hitter. Cal Raleigh, the best streaky hitter there is. Eugenio Suárez, the second best streaky hitter there is. Naylor's pretty steady. Jorge Polanco. Those are your big dogs right there. And 5 out of 6 of them, of your big run producers, are streaky guys. So, you'd like to see 2 of them hot at once while the other ones are cold. Unfortunately, sometimes all of them are going to go that way. But Victor Robles, something we touched on last episode. We had a little bit of fun with the suspension talk, saying, well, where did this bat go? We still haven't realized. We still don't know where this bat went that he threw. Do you know where it landed?
I do not know. The only thing I heard that it was not near the pitcher.
Okay. Like we said before, we need a Zapruder tape. We need somebody to come forth with that footage and show us where this bat landed. I did see there was a suspension with somebody. Was at Contreras who threw a bat and he got a 8-gamer, but he threw it towards the umpire. So maybe this helps that.
My guess is he's going to get 8 to 7 in the low side 6 game. But he's been very nice to see out there in the lineup against lefties. Mariners, in my opinion, stunk against lefties. They were terrible in the Phillies series. It's been nice to see them.
I traveled, paid money to go see them.
I know. I'm sorry. But, even this, they brought in him in the late game. This game 3 in the San Diego series. They started off Raleigh, who looked really good. Almost hit one out. It went off the wall. That's the kind of game you want to play, is be able to interchange those right fielders, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it's going to create some good, healthy competition with Canzone and Raleigh.
Yeah, and it was nice to see finally Canzone back. He played in game 1. Been hurt ever since that Philadelphia trip where he got dinged up on the wrist. And then, in game 2, he went into the stands, tried to make a catch, went right off his wrist again. I expect those plays to be made, but, I'm pretty picky about things. But still, he's better. The hand is better from being hit at 90 miles an hour versus trying to catch a fly ball on the wall, which is tough in foul territory off your palm. So, we're going to have to count on both those lefties coming down the stretch, Raleigh and Canzone, to do something.
And you're going to need them because Victor, whether you like it or not, we're going to be gone. He's going to be gone for a week. But I do like the move since the last time we talked of them just bringing him up and getting these MLB at bats before the suspension happens.
Yeah, absolutely. Get his feet wet, see what he's got. He's done some nice work here in the cage. And up at the plate.
Now, did he even fulfill there wasn't really he has to have X amount of at bats before they brought him up, but it seemed like
it was close. I don't know if he got the 40 to 50 that they were hoping to get down in the minor leagues, but he was damn close, at least a 40.
Yeah, they brought him up against a team that plays in a minor league park. So maybe that was the thought process when Oakland was coming to town. But yeah, I mean,
and he faced that guy that was the shitbag who beat him,
exactly
in that game
already in the first game back.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like going to a party or going somewhere, you get in a fight with somebody at school, and then you show up to the party, and then within the first hour, you see the person at the party, and you're like, are they going to be able to coexist? I was wondering if that guy was going to test him.
Yeah, he didn't go inside on him, but he challenged him.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
And given the history, I would hope if he did get hit right there, the rest of the dugout would be out there with it, taking exception to that. How was the outfielding, do you think, in this series? I know you've kind of been.
Like I said, Canzone going down the right field line into the stands. It was a tough play. Misjudged it. Went off the palm of his hand. Not, it didn't even hit the heel of his glove. I think I'm pretty particular. I think a lot of plays should be made that aren't, but I understand why they're not. It is hard to go into the stands. But for the most part, Julio looked good, I thought, in the outfield. Randy as well. For the most part, this whole homestand, I thought it was a damn good showing from our Mariner outfielders.
Yeah, and the bullpen's going to be huge in this. Well, the rest of the season, and if you make it into the postseason, and this road trip that's going to be the thing I'm going to be watching. I feel like the bats are going to be there. The bullpen is. I want to see what the wear and tear is like, and if the offense is pumping, that's going to be better. But yeah, right now you look at a team like the Padres and you watch Game 2 and you see how they set you up that way. I can't comfortably say the Mariners can set you up that way. I guess you could go on a perfect day. You're going Spire, you're going Brash, and you're going to Munoz.
Yeah, what I need to see is the Mariners get on top, get up early like they have in their wins against the Padres, especially in Cleveland. Get on early, get up, and hold and dictate the game and how it's going to be played and get those wins, win the series, and then continue it on through the road trip. I think Tampa's going to be the same way, and then Atlanta has played a little bit better, in my opinion. That out of the three is going to be the toughest series, I think.
Yeah, and that's at the end. Yeah. And, I mean, the way I saw them up close in Philadelphia, the way they looked the other night, they looked like they got sent to the Sandals Resort, got their nails done, got their hairs done, got a nice little, massage. I mean, these guys look completely different. They look exfoliated compared to what I saw them in Philadelphia. But
still a great trip for you. Saw a lot of history.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
But it's good to be back down here on Occidental.
Absolutely.
And we're going to be back here for the Angels series Sunday, the 14th. We're going to have a big tacos and tequila watch party. Seahawks play early at 10 in the morning, and the Mariners game follows at 1. We'll have a live recording here. As well, we'll be here game 162 like we are every year down here at the game. That'll be a pre-game thing, and that's on the last game 162. And hopefully the Mariners can hold on to this trip. We're getting in September. This is the collapse or the ascension of a lot of teams right now, and let's just hope the Mariners are going to be on that, staying on that ascension. And we were just talking about the bullpen. Forgot to say they're talking about maybe getting Santos back mid-month, and Hitchcock has already joined the team.
Yeah, and Myron does all the PR for the podcast, and he didn't see this when he was out feeding the meter to put on this production. But please come down to Tacos and Tequilas. I'm a big fan of people who help out other people, big fan of humanity. I saw the owner come out, have a to-go box, hand it to a gal that, quite frankly, is not as well off as Byron or me. She was out on
probably wouldn't be allowed in some places, maybe.
Probably. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yeah.
I just thought it was absolutely.
Joe's a great guy. He saw me.
I just absolutely thought it was fantastic, Byron. It made my heart feel good about how things are, that he gave her some food.
Yes, this is their community down here. You know what I mean?
I love that. I thought it was so freaking badass.
Joe's a great guy, and this place has always been super good to us and accommodating.
Absolutely.
I mean,
but just to see that next level, I haven't seen that before. I thought it was special, and that's why I wanted to bring it up.
Yeah, and listen, if you guys walk down here to Tacos and Tequila, bonus points, maybe some swag if you take a picture of the sign that's out front.
Post it.
And you can't see it. All right, well, I'm gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna wrap this up from Tacos and Tequila down here on Occidental. We got a couple other plugs that we got to do too, as well, but we'll take it a break.
You gotta love new WWF figures with real wrestling action. Jake the Snake Roberts versus the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. Yeah. DiBiase lands $1 million punch. Match Hulk Hogan against the Macho King Randy Savage.
Oh, yeah, my almost master finish Hogan, guaranteed.
Hogan slams him again. Match Andre the Giant against the Ultimate Warrior. Andre will squash the Ultimate Maniac. WWF figures so close to the real thing, it's like being in the ring.
What's your go-to if we just had a big walk-off victory? Everybody's coming out of the stadium charged up. What's your go-to?
So I reel them in with some Michael Jackson, and then for Michael Jackson, I get them dancing with each other with Dance With Somebody. And then, we just keep the party going for a little bit. And then I got to throw in that Don't Stop Believing, just so the fans know, win, lose, or draw, we still support the Mariners. You know what I mean? That always gets them riled up. And then I take it to some more dancing. And then I sometimes have to stop because they won't stop dancing. So I'm like, all right, this is the last song. They're like, no.
After a big lead-in, we had to have Joe, the owner and proprietor, come over here. You said you didn't know, and then we told you we had a good lead-in. You go, I'll do it then.
Yeah, surprise.
So Joe, how are things going down here on Occidental?
Great. Yeah, great, man. I think everybody's gearing up for the World Cup.
Yeah.
The Sounders are making their last run. We usually go to an away game every year, but the last 3 years we fell out of the playoffs, so I don't want to freaking jinx it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do it.
Yeah. Where are you going to go?
Dodgers, last game of the season.
Oh.
Yeah, we always go to the last game of the season.
Oh, last game of the season.
Yeah, it's kind of like a work, fan or a employee appreciation, but I don't believe in jinx, so I'm just going to go for it, man.
Yeah. That game might not even matter. Hopefully the Mariners have it locked up. You know what I mean? We've had to go to 162 every year for this entire decade, pretty much.
Yeah.
So we're hoping to not see that. So what's going on here? We also noticed you got a big expansion here at this place. In the back.
Yeah, we expanded. So now we go from Occidental all the way to First Avenue. The Occidental side is Tequila and tacos. So that side's going to be more whiskey focused. And there's a little kitchen in there. We might throw in a little barbecue. So bourbon, barbecue, or tacos and tequila.
Yeah, you know what? I've been down here on Occidental for years because my aunt and uncle used to own a business here and lived here. And there used to be a great barbecue place actually on that side. Do you remember the name of that one, Hannah?
I don't remember it. The building is still there. It's super decrepit.
It's the one with the brown wall on the outside, right?
It wasn't Jones, was it?
Yeah, well, either way, my uncle, every time I'd walk by there, just like the hot dog guy, they'd be like, hey, if you see your Uncle Ray, come talk to me. He owes me money. He would go into these places and run up tabs and never pay them off down here.
It's like Randy from Seattle Sausage.
Yeah.
Right. He's always like, hey, man, give me it's like the Burgermeister guy. Give me a hamburger today. I'll give you $1 tomorrow.
Yeah. So the concert series this year, we haven't talked since Taylor Swift was here the year before. Was there anything that matched that of the craziness?
The country music guy, what was his name? He did 2 shows over here.
Morgan Wallen,
yeah.
Mr. Controversy.
Right. He from Saturday Night Live. Yeah.
Well, shout out to our friend Carl who works on Saturday Night Live, was there that night that happened.
And I don't even know what happened. Like, what did he got pissed about something?
I think it was just his timing that he had to go and leave, but I turned out to not be that big of a thing, but then it turned into a bigger thing. And then he posted something afterwards when he got back to wherever he was and was like, back in God's country.
Well, and then he had Marshawn Lynch on, and he was wearing Mariner gear. And I just wonder, is that something he does every city?
It is.
It's just kind of like, dude, come on.
People have bad days, too.
Yeah. Morgan Wall. So it was packed in here.
It was great. Yeah, it was good. We had both sides open. Well, both sides open for the Seahawks game. I believe on the 7th.
Yeah, the preseason game was open. I remember that.
The preseason game was open. It wasn't, it's a preseason game. It
doesn't matter, but regular season, you're going to be raring to go.
We'll be raring to go.
It's probably got to feel good to have that side open because you used to have the Hawks Nest. So
did used to have the Hawks Nest.
But that's next door, right?
That is next door. I think they're going to tear the building down. It's pretty old. COVID, took a hold of it, but we were thinking about calling it the Hawks Nest Cantina, but that got, sometimes you just got to let things go, man.
Right.
We had a rough.
Yeah.
We had a nice run there. So, yeah, it's over.
That's going to be great, especially with the playoffs, because there's, a lot of people aren't going to have money to go on the tickets. I'm into the stadium. I'd assume people are going to be here watching the games. And
Yeah.
you guys got about 30 TVs?
Yeah, we got 30, and we're going to wrap a bunch more. We got a 82 back there. I think we have two 82s, some 55 wrapping the post. We got a big screen. I think it's like you saw that big 120-inch thing. But, yeah, it's a good spot.
Hey, if you're down here, come down. It's awesome. I have such a good time every time I come down, either before or after the Mariner games. And like I said, Seahawk games, it's a place to start your day at.
Oh, yeah, and Mariners games. And we'll be here on the 14th for the Angels series, and then we'll be doing a pregame, it sounds like, on game 162. But thanks for having us, Joe.
Man. Yeah.
We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Let's do it.
All right, Hanno, that was great to have Joe. He took a little time out to talk with us. Anyways, thanks for liking, subscribing, and all that shit. Look, every game, everything's going to be more tense. We'll be back this week talking a lot of baseball. Got some guests coming on the show as well that you guys are going to be excited. We'll make those announcements once we get them in the can, right? Got to get them in.
Yeah, am I going to need a line back to your ride to get home tonight?
Yep.
All right, but that's cool. Thanks for having me down here. Great time. It's such a nice partnership with you and Joe and Tacos and Tequila. So have a great time every time I come down here. Thanks, Myron.
Yes, we've plugged them plentifully here. We're also going to plug our shirts, the Rye Bread and Mustard gear. If you want that street cred for rocking the rye bread, hit up at simply.core, at simply.core. Look, I had to sweat through mine running back to put money in the make sure we could do the meter, but I should show it off. Obviously, we always have the in many colors. This is the old alternative blue, but on the back, Hanno, this was from Native American Heritage Night. I'm part of the Eagle Clan, Simshan, the Eagle Clan.
Such a talent.
Right there on the back. Anyways, hit up at simply.core. She does more than just rye bread stuff. She does whatever you could possibly think of. Balloons, shirts, graduations, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, school functions, sports functions. Hit up at simply.core. She's also on Instagram at that same handle. And listen, in the clutch.com, go and put promo code Rye Bread and Mustard. Save yourself some money. They have all your apparel from all your MLB teams, NHL, NFL, golf, NBA, WNBA, anything that's popping, they got it. Put in promo code Rye Bread and Mustard, all one word. Anyways, we have made our commitments here. It's time to wrap this shit up. You know what time it is, Hanno. Church. And that is